What's going on, folks? Monday morning, bright and early. Welcome to the channel. It is the 28th of March. We are going to take a look at the elephant in the room, which is Bitcoin. We're actually looking at the micro Bitcoin futures. So that is the smaller Bitcoin futures contract, and these are the April 22s. We are on TradingView. Upper left-hand side, you can see this is the APR 22 contract. Micro Bitcoin futures. If you're not familiar with futures contracts, go over to the CME Group website and they will explain all about the micro Bitcoin futures contracts. So if you're into trading futures using leverage, the micros, which are the smaller contracts, are a great place to start, in my opinion, of course. So here we are looking at the futures here. So we're on a daily chart. We are up 5.97%, 26.65 in the green to the upside. Up big, very big. We saw this coming. We got close a couple times to a quite bullish stance on Bitcoin. We came close on Friday. We also came close back in here on the 1st and 2nd of March, but not quite. Then we consolidated, and then we had that big gap and go so far anyways. So that means a big gap up and the price heading much higher. Now that will depend on if we get a pullback or not, and I'll jump into that in just a minute here. So it looks like we're getting some good volume here. These big old volume bars the past couple days. So we did a gap and go as of now. So what I mean is sometimes you'll get a gap up over an important area, and the price will never look back. It'll just continue to rally from there. And sometimes you get in the opposite, you'll get a gap down and the price will continue lower. So if you've watched prior videos, you know that I discuss filling the gap. If you have not heard of that, so sometimes you'll get price gaps and then the price will actually go in the opposite direction and fill that area that was not traded in. So let me zoom into a smaller time frame and so I can show you here. So this is a better example. So you can see the big gap here we had at the Sunday night open right here. And the price obviously has moved sideways to higher throughout this Sunday night. What you'll see a lot of the time is you'll see the price move back down. Now this can happen over the next couple days. It can happen pretty much right at the open. But you'll get a move lower in price and you'll fill that gap down here. So you'll have price being traded once again down in this gap area. But right now this is an open gap and we have continued higher. So depends how strong this thing is, and it looks quite strong right now. So we might not go back and fill that gap anytime soon, but just some food for thought. That if you get a pullback, you could expect to see it pull back into this zone here and fill this price gap. But this thing looks quite bullish and it should continue higher from here if it's ready for its next leg up, which we believe it is after this very long consolidation period here. Basically going back to, it looks like January. So plenty of time to get its act together before this next and probably the final leg up in the bull market. So we had lower highs and lower lows for Bitcoin. Lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low. Basically lower high, swing down, and now we've been trading sideways before obviously today's candle, which is a gap up. But right in here, we had a higher low get printed in February on the 24th. Basically bumped our head, so that really isn't a higher high. but then we pulled back once again in this area in here and printed that higher low. So confirming that new uptrend could be taking place and things are just about to turn and we're in a new uptrend. So we have basically a higher low here. And what I mean by that is it's higher than this low over here. And then we didn't really see a higher high here. Bumped our head, pulled back. But what we got right here was another higher low and started to move up, bumped our head as of Friday. And then today we got that confirmation right here of a higher high, confirming a new uptrend could be in place. And what I mean by could be is if this candle, which is today, the 28th of March, if this candle doesn't reverse hard and close back in this range, basically canceling this higher high, then that would be a confirmation that we got a new higher high and the uptrend is in place. So if we get a pullback to fill that gap, that's also fine as well, because that would basically, depending on how far we pull back, we'll probably find support right in here and then move higher. So we'll turn this area right in here into a floor of support, which was once an area of resistance. So we are quite bullish on Bitcoin. We think it's heading much higher as of now. Like I said, we got that higher low, two higher lows, and then today we got that higher high right here, confirming the change in trend is now to the upside. So we will see here. I'm getting some trouble here using the free charts on. Let me see if I can refresh this. Probably lose it though. So that is our thoughts on the micro Bitcoin futures that we're basically heading up here, probably to our last leg up in the bull market. And we got the confirmation today, a gap and go. Now these are tough depending on where you want to enter the market, because you'll get a big gap up and you'll have to pay more, but all is well, because if you expect much higher prices, then you got to step up to the plate and take the swing when the markets tell you that there's a lot of strength coming in. Now, of course, there's always the risk that the market can reverse, but that is trading. As the quote says in the middle of my screen down here, right down in here, my arrow doesn't go that far, but right in the middle there, if pulling money out of these markets was easy, everyone would do it. They don't make it easy to pull money out of the markets. You got to find a system that works for you. You got to stick to it, and you got to take the emotions out of trading. If pulling money out of the market was easy, everyone would do it. It's easier to not try and just go to work every day, which is also fine, but you got to put the work in the market to pull money out. It's not easy. If it was, don't you think everyone would do it, and therefore it would not work? So one more quick thing here on the Bitcoin chart is we're going to take some fibs. We'll take this swing high from up here and we'll bring it down to the swing low. And you can see that where we have been reversing overnight, right in here, we are basically sitting right at the 0.382 Fibonacci level, which is this level right here. Isn't that quite interesting how numbers and the markets work? We gapped up and we have bumped our head at that fib level. Just some food for thought. And you can see moving higher, the higher fib levels and where that will take the micro Bitcoin. So the 0.5 will take it up to a 51,000 Bitcoin. The 618 up here is a $55,000 Bitcoin. And then 786 is a 61. And then all the way up here, $69,000 Bitcoin. So That is going to be a wrap for this video. We'll see what happens. We'll see if we go back and fill that gap, or if we have a true gap and go and this thing is heading to the upside like a raging bull to finish off this altcoin season and the final leg up in the bull market. Thanks for taking time out of your day to watch this video. Let me know down in the video comments your thoughts on Bitcoin, crypto, and where you think it's heading, what your thoughts are on how long this, what we think is anyways, the final stage to the bull market here. And be careful out there. There is a lot of volatility in the markets, especially if you're using leverage and the futures. As always, links are down in the video description, Patreon page, and a couple other links help support the channel. Have a great trading week. Thank you once again. Welcome to the channel, all of the new subscribers, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Take care.